me just stop that real quick. But anyways, man, for the people that's new to my channel, my name is Nildazal1. For the people that's already been here, you already know what's up. For the people that originally came to my channel, know that my channel has always been controversy. A lot of it had to do with hood politics and things of that nature. A lot of it had to do with, you know, just things that were going on as far as like prison and certain things about the streets. But I did switch up and refrain from doing so much about prison and really went into like political things and, you know, things that I felt strongly about, especially if you know, some were negative as far as like, you know, when there was disrespect towards homies. I felt like I needed to respond, because in a lot of cases there's not enough artists out there that with a platform big enough to really push back. And on this channel, regardless of whether my channel was big or not, I was able to push back, and people started to recognize that you can't just push us and we won't push back. And for people that in this city already know what's up in Cali, like, you know, if you push the homies, we're gonna push back. But this has nothing to do with that. But I just wanted to say that this has nothing to do with race. This individual right here was this cop or whatever. He did what he did, and he was racist. A lot of these cops are indoctrinated the way they are, you know what I mean? It's like they, from the academy, they already start drilling this into their head. We're the enemy, and whatever they do is right. And I think until cops that are actually of sane mind and really on a good path, because to be honest, a lot of the cops that are out there, there's a lot that they're really with the protect and serve. They're really there for the people, for people that we can't protect. There's certain things that they can do that we can't, you know what I mean, without getting in trouble. But that's besides the point. I just really wanted to show this video because people have been really up in arms about it, and it's good to see that people are taking to the street and actually protesting it. But let me just show this video, and I'll try to give what I think is just, man, it's crazy. But let's go.
Kids, it ain't about drugs, bro. You understand?
Nah, y'all don't gotta put y'all right.
He is human, bro.
His nose.
You can put him in the car. That's a
We tried that for 10 minutes.
That's some bum ass shit, bro. That's some bum ass shit.
If you just look at this cop's face, he's unaffected by absolutely anything these people are saying. To them, I mean, to him, they don't even exist. He's just doing what he does, and that's just, he doesn't. And that's the thing, how it's always been. They've never seen us as human beings. It's always seen us as animals. And, you know, of course, like if you did hurt an animal in this country, you would be severely punished. But I guess a lot of times people of color are not on that level to qualify as actual animals. We just a lot lesser, you know what I mean? And that, well, to cops like this. But People need to understand this, man. At the end of the day, it's like one of the homies used to say, he was busted for killing a cop, and his whole thing was this: you can't stop him until you drop him. And what he meant by that is like, until you start dropping these cats, they're never gonna stop. They'll always see what they did as justifiable, because the people in power that actually back them refuse to see them incarcerated. Every once in a while, they'll put them out there and you know, put their head on the pike, but a lot of times, if you probably go look at this individual in particular, he probably did something, snitched on one of his partners, and they seen him as a rat, so they threw him to the wolves. Or maybe he just didn't really, you know, he wasn't in a position as far as like within the inner circle that he actually mattered, which they're basically like a gang. They're gonna protect their own, but every once in a while, you get too far out of line. Sometimes if you're not worthy of being, you know, saved, they'll let you go. You know what I mean, and feed you to the wolves. But yeah. What the hell just happened?
Why you just sit there? He ain't doing nothing. You put him in the car.
How long y'all gotta hold him down?
Why you don't do drugs, kids? It ain't about drugs, bro. You understand?
Nah, y'all don't gotta put y'all right.
He is human, bro.
His nose.
You can put him in the car. That's
We tried that for 10 minutes.
That's some bum ass shit, bro. That's some bum ass shit, bro. Y'all know that. You don't gotta sit there with your knee on his neck, bro. Bro, he ain't crying, bro.
I don't know why that's doing that.
You just got back out here, bro. Bro, he doesn't have a bro.
I don't know why they sped it up, this particular clip. It may have been something that we weren't supposed to see. Maybe something happened in between. But yeah, I guess that's just the way the video was made. It's only 2:20, but when they're fast forwarding, it's like 9 minutes and something. So, you know, I would like to see the whole footage, not certain parts, but you know what I mean, the outcome, like when they're actually getting into it with the cops. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's not fucking moving.
No, did they fucking kill him, bro?
Bro,
They
bro,
just killed him
what
or
is you,
something.
1087, bro? You're a
Oh
bum,
my
bro. Or
God,
987, bro? You're a bum. First thing you want to grab is your mace because you scared, bro. Scared of fucking minorities, you fucking bum, bro. Like, bro, 3 minutes, bro. He's not fucking moving. Bro, he's not even fucking moving. Get off of his fucking neck, bro. Get off of his neck. Yeah, get that, bro. Are you serious? Bro, are you serious? And you gonna keep your thing on your neck? Yeah, I bet you. Bro, I better touch me like that, dude. I swear I'll slap the fuck out of both of y'all.
I didn't want to call the ambulance.
Bro, you just gonna let him keep his hand on his neck, bro? You're a bitch, bro. How? You gonna let him keep that like that? You gonna let him kill that man in front of you, bro? Huh?
Like what?
Bro, he's not even fucking moving right now, bro. He's not even fucking moving. Bro, they're not gonna help us, bro.
Right, he's black, they don't care.
97 years
If it
old,
ain't they
bro.
people, they don't care, bro.
You gonna just sit there with your knee on his neck, bro. You a real man for that, bro. He ain't
Look at him.
handcuffed, bro.
Just
You a real man, bro. You're a real man, bro. I tell you, you're a real man, bro.
The fact that you guys are checking his pulse and doing compressions and
That just goes to show you right there, man. Look at it. It's going to be like that. Like I said, until people actually take things into their own hand, it's going to be like that. And I'm not trying to incite violence or anything of that nature. Because at the end of the day, as long as their people don't check them, it's always going to be like this. I got another video today, I think, of a dude in Van Nuys getting beat by the police. Probably for no reason. I mean, a lot of times if you give them any little attitude, they're going to try to smash on you. And you do anything, and you do anything to defend yourself, and they're gonna consider it, you know, maybe not even a terrorist threat or anything. They're gonna put it on the page of like attempted murder towards a cop when all you did is he hit you, he didn't have a reason to hit you, and you hit him back, and that's all it takes. But a lot of times they do that in order to set you up, put you in predicament. Every time I'm out there, like I really don't get sweated by them. Every once in a while I pass by and I'll see them stare at me. For the most part, I try to do what I need to do and just get from point A to point B, because I'm not really worried about the regular individual. That's gonna happen. But when you're dealing with this, like, it's like, look, dude killed this dude. Ain't nothing gonna happen to him unless somebody catches this dude on the street and lays him out. You know what I mean? It's just it's how it's always been. It's like, and when it comes to cops and criminals, this dude, like what they say, like he had a fake $20 bill. And it's funny because a dude in the video that was actually reporting on it, I don't know what he was, but I guess he was actually a store owner. I don't know if it was that particular store, but he was out there talking about this dude spent a $20 bill that was fake. And I'm wondering if he was the one that actually called the cops on him or what. But, you know, that's another thing. But things like this going to continue happen. It's going to continue happening because they don't see you as individuals. They don't see you as human beings. They just see you as an obstacle, and they can do whatever they need to do to get you out of the way. There's so many things going down right now. People are making everything about race between black and Mexican, but it's not even like, it's not even about whites, blacks, Mexicans, Asians. It's none of that. It's just a simple fact that some people in power consider you inferior, and they will always consider you inferior until you make them believe that you're not. Until you get to the point where you actually have a voice. Most people in power are puppets anyway. You know what I mean? They're just mostly puppets, and they're going to do whatever they do because it's the status quo. You know what I mean? You obey. Even this dude, is a puppet. He believes in a rhetoric that's tired and played out. Nobody's playing the rules that he's playing anymore, except certain individuals that's still clinging on to a certain level of how should I say it, entitlement. It's not just white entitlement, it's just he believes that he's above the individual that's under him. Because if he did not believe that he was above the individual that was literally above him, he wouldn't have kept his knee on his neck. And I'm not here to think on the police. This is public knowledge. I'm just here to state the obvious. Until they believe that you are more than just an animal, no, lesser than an animal, you will continue to have them kill them like that. Now, people say what they want. Dorner took his revenge, and he did, and he smashed. Plain and simple. It was just what it was. So Dorner was considered a hero to a lot of people, not just blacks, but whites, Mexicanos. It was a lot of people because they saw the injustice. There's a lot of white people that get killed the same in the ghetto. You know what I mean? Maybe in poor rural areas that don't really have the voice, and they get smoked. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. It's just unfortunate. It's always mostly blacks getting, dealt the bad hand. But you got individuals like this, like I said, that don't really care. They don't consider you nothing. Because if they did, they would respect you more. They wouldn't come into your neighborhood and try to put the smash down. And like I said, this is not all cops. They may be indoctrinated with that same chain of thought, but not all of them are like that. There's some that's out there that's going to help your family in times of needs. When somebody trying to rob or kill them, or somebody trying to rape, and they pull up, it happens all the time. They have good ones out there. So I'm not gonna sit here as an ex-criminal and say all cops are bad. There's some good ones out there. Unfortunately, we're on two opposite sides of the streets because just being who I am and who they are. But so I'm not gonna blanket statement and be like all of them are racist, all of them are not. They're not, because if you look, the one that just killed the immigrant was he raza. So it's like, you know what I mean? And then you got the dude today, he look Hispanic, beating on another Hispanic dude. A lot of them are the worst ones. I tell you straight out, to be honest, it ain't even really the white cops you gotta watch out for. It's the ones you gotta watch out for is the ones that's your own color, because them the ones that try to show out and do you the worst. Plain and simple fact, dude. I've been arrested by white cops and got treated like, hey, you did this, I'm gonna cuff you, I'm gonna do this, and then I've got arrested by black cops, and they talk about just the dude in my case, PJ Morris, dude. This dude was so far up my narga. He was just hell bent on putting me up under the prison, but he didn't have enough, and that was just due to the fact that his partner had it in for me and all my homeboys. So it's like I've been through this, but this. Like I said, this particular situation is just one of those unfortunate accidents. Let me reframe. Let me take that back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the corona, because it wasn't no accident. Dude meant to kill him. Plain and simple fact. You could see it. His face was so. That's the eerie part about it, because his face was so calm. He was so just at home in what he was doing right there that he was oblivious. He wasn't even oblivious. He just didn't care who was right there. He was like, oh, well, I'm going to kill this fool and I'm going to get off. He's black. I had a reason for going to get him. He's black and he's going to die. Plain and simple. He just set an example. But if he was the only dude, look at the other ones. I forgot what state it was. One of those backwoods states, you know what I mean? In the dirty South, you know what I mean? Look at, they killed that dude. Like you might as well just lynch him and throw him on ropes. That's what they were looking for. Is a lot of these fools are thrill seekers. It's just something in some of these cats' DNA that make them the way they are. But I'm not stop talking. I'm gonna show you this other video, and is disturbing, the trend of just brutality and police brutality towards minorities and some whites. You know what I mean? More minorities, but hey, the whites get it too. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I'll be right back. Well, here we go on the second one, but basically I couldn't really zoom out or zoom in, you know what I mean, in order to give you the full video. But this is just some of the things, like somebody, I forgot, it's Crazy Bone, I guess, that put this out. But just go ahead and check this out, and then you basically come to your own conclusion. You know what I mean?
That's how you know they don't give a damn. They got it already.
Medina, a man who was in the passenger seat filming the altercation, says he and his brother Jesus were pulled over for tinted windows and an expired registration. They say they were on their way to buy a car part. He says early in the stop, the deputy told him to shut his phone off and then began reaching into the car to try to unlock the door. The men claim they tried to de-escalate the situation. They yelled for help. They repeatedly asked the deputy to stop.
Next part.
The one concern I have is for the safety of the female deputy who was kicked in the
Safety of the female cop.
The suspects.
Stop, man.
Wow.
We need reform here. We need help. We're citizens too, man. We have rights. We don't want it to get back to 1992, bro.
Omar and his brother were both taken into custody. Jesus Medina for assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. He's still sitting in jail this afternoon. Omar got out on a ticket for failing to comply. Now, the sheriff told KTLA this morning he's only seen an edited version of this video. The Medina family told us this afternoon they asked him to watch the entire clip that's circulating on social media. The sheriff said today this incident desperately illustrates.
Yeah, you see, that's all I'm saying, man. Like I said, man, I'm not for cops and I'm not against them. I don't really care. They're on the opposite side of the street, like I said. You know what I mean? Especially being an ex-con. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. But this particular situation, I'm not gonna really comment it outside the fact of just telling you that this is how it goes. I know people that have been beat by the cops. Cops have challenged me to a fight, but of course they didn't run up and do nothing. Not without having their gun, but. This is what I'm talking about. This is why people are so up in arms. Like, you're gonna have people that be like, oh yeah, this is, nah, but this is real. When they start killing your family members, look at, dude, you got people out there that call this, oh, this ain't excessive, they're doing their job, but let you harm an animal or something. Let somebody, I don't care what race it is, let you harm a dog or a cat. And I'm a dog person, well, a cat person too, but let you harm any animal, I can guarantee you people be up in arms, and it'll be the other side. And like I said, this is no race baiting. It's not saying one race is against, because if you looked at the march that they had today on the freeway, it was every race. It was white, it was Hispanic, it was black, it was a combination of everything just out there, really, like, you know what, we're not gonna continue taking this from nobody. And of course it was kind of, it got a little turned up, somebody got hurt, but that's light. If you take it back to the early 90s, they were calling cops, setting them up, shooting, trying to smoke them fools with shotguns and everything. So, like, people will push. The cops, you'll push until somebody kill like maybe 2 or 3 of you, and then you'll get it. But hopefully everything it gets ironed out as far as like that cop that did what he did, get what he got coming to him. And people really start paying attention, not as far as like civilians, because there's some civilians that they pay close attention, but as far as like other cops, maybe you should have the eternal fair on every ride along, you know what I mean, to keep you in your place. But like I said, like the homie said, until they get dropped, they ain't gonna stop, you know what I mean. Knock a couple of them down, they'll be on, they think about it, you know what I mean. Like I said, there's no call to violence, you know what I mean, because it's, my channel is not about that, but it's about real, you know what I mean. And hopefully you got the real. Like I said, these videos are a little bit disturbing, so if you got a soft stomach, don't watch it, because I even had problems with it, and I'm like, fuck it, you know what I mean. But yeah, so anyways, I'm your boy Zod. I got another video coming after this, but hopefully people really get out there and push for some reform, because if not, they continue to kill you. You mean nothing. You're an animal to them. No, an animal has rights, you don't, you know what I mean. So you deal with that. On that note, I'm out.